All right, ladies, let's have a heart-to-heart. If you're over 60 and you've noticed that gas has become a more frequent visitor than you'd like, you are not alone. But here's the surprising part. Most women our age are making the same 6 mistakes that are quietly sabotaging their digestion, and they don't even realize it. As a seasoned physician, I'm going to give it to you straight, with a dose of humor and complete honesty. So stick with me, because mistake number 6 is one almost every single mature woman makes, even if she's convinced it doesn't apply to her. And before we dive in, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below telling us what food you think has been giving you gas lately. Let's break this taboo together. Mistake number 1, you're eating too fast, especially when you're alone. Let's start with a big one that almost nobody talks about. Eating too quickly, particularly when you're by yourself. It might seem like a harmless habit. After all, who are you trying to impress when it's just you, your plate, and the evening news? But listen to me, because this seemingly harmless habit might just be the #1 culprit behind your gas. When we eat fast, we're not just shoveling down food, we're swallowing excess air with every bite. The technical term is aerophagia. And yes, it's just as unpleasant as it sounds. That trapped air has nowhere to go but down into your gut, where it bubbles, builds, and eventually makes its grand exit. And, let's be honest, not always at the most convenient times. For mature women, it's a double whammy. The problem gets worse for 2 reasons. First, as we age, many of us don't chew our food as thoroughly, whether it's due to dental issues, dentures, or just a tired jaw. Second, we tend to multitask while we eat, reading the paper, scrolling on our phones, or watching television. All of this distracts us and makes us eat faster without even noticing. Before you know it, dinner is gone in 7 minutes and your stomach is bloated up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon. Here's a simple trick I give my patients. Pretend you're dining with the queen. Sit up straight, chew each bite at least 20 times and put your fork down between bites. Even if you're dining solo, make it a ritual. Light a candle, put on some quiet music, be present, because when you slow down, your gut can keep up, and that's when the gas starts to quiet down. Mistake number 2, you're drinking fizzy drinks every day. Ah, the siren song of a bubbly beverage. It sparkles, it's refreshing, and it gives you that satisfying little kick in the afternoon. But for women over 60, carbonated drinks are a sneaky trap when it comes to gas. Let's break it down. Fizzy drinks, whether it's a Diet Coke, sparkling water, tonic, or even that trendy kombucha, are loaded with carbon dioxide gas. That gas doesn't magically disappear when you swallow it. It travels straight to your stomach and starts to build up. Some of it comes up as a burp, sure, but a lot of it continues its journey into your intestines, where it expands, creates pressure, and turns into flatulence. And I'll be blunt. As we get older, our digestive system changes. The enzymes and acids in our stomach aren't as quick or potent as they used to be. So the gas that might have gone unnoticed in your younger years becomes louder, slower, and yes, more noticeable. You might be thinking, but I've been drinking soda for 40 years. That may be true, but your body starts responding differently to the same old things. The can of Diet Coke that perked you up at 40 might be the very thing causing bloating and gas at 70. Here's what I suggest. Swap out that soda for an herbal tea, peppermint, chamomile, or ginger. They not only soothe and aid digestion, but also help reduce bloating. You still get the comfort of a nice beverage, but without the sneaky bubbles sabotaging you from the inside. Remember, your gut isn't a soda stream. Give it a break from the fizz. Mistake number 3, you've increased your fiber intake too quickly. Now this is a tricky one because it's a healthy mistake. Fiber is fantastic for your heart, your blood sugar, and your bowels. But adding too much, too fast, that's when the fireworks start. I see this in my practice all the time. A woman comes in and says, "Doc, I've started eating healthier. More bran, lentils, broccoli, whole wheat bread. Why am I more bloated and gassy than ever before?" The answer is simple. Your gut bacteria are in shock. You see, fiber isn't digested in your stomach. It travels down to your large intestine intact, where your gut microbes go to work fermenting it. And guess what? Fermentation creates gas. A lot of it. If you've spent years on a lower fiber diet and then suddenly jump to 30 grams a day, you're basically starting a full-blown rebellion in your gut. You might feel cramping, bloating, and yes, you'll be passing more wind than ever. It's not that fiber's bad, it's that your body needs time to adjust. The key is to increase it slowly. If you're adding lentils to your lunch, start with half a serving. If you're trying a high-fiber cereal, maybe skip the beans that day. And every time you increase your fiber, double your water intake. Otherwise, that fiber turns your colon into a dry sponge. And trust me, nothing good comes from that. Here's another tip. Cook your veggies. Steamed broccoli is much gentler on the stomach than raw. Same goes for carrots, spinach, and even cabbage. Cooking helps break down the fibers, so your gut has less work to do, which means less bloating, less gas, and a much happier you. Mistake number 4, you're ignoring age-onset food intolerances. Let's have a real talk, ladies. Just because you used to handle milk, bread, and a big salad with no problem doesn't mean your gut is still on board. One of the most common yet overlooked issues in older women is late-onset food intolerance. This means your body can suddenly start reacting to foods you've eaten your whole life with symptoms like bloating, gas, cramping, or that feeling like you're 5 months pregnant after lunch. Here's why. As we age, our production of digestive enzymes starts to decline. Take lactase, for example. That's the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the sugar in milk. By the time you're 60 or 70, your lactase levels might be so low that even a splash of milk in your tea or a spoonful of cream in your soup can set off a gassy firestorm in your gut. The same thing can happen with fructans, which are found in wheat, onions, and garlic. And yes, even healthy foods like apples, asparagus, or cauliflower can be the cause of your unwelcome fanfare. The frustrating part is that these intolerances don't always show up as hives or vomiting like an allergy. They are quiet saboteurs, creating a slow, creeping discomfort that most women just chalk up to getting older. But it's not just aging, it's something you can manage. So what do? Start a simple food and symptom diary. For 1 week, write down what you eat and how you feel an hour or two later. You'll be amazed at how often a pattern emerges, with a certain food showing up right before a bout of gas. If you suspect dairy, try switching to lactose-free milk or plant-based alternatives like almond or oat milk. If it's wheat, try a few days of low-gluten or gluten-free options. Your body is wiser now. It's sending you signals. You just have to learn to listen. Mistake number 5. You're not moving enough after you eat. Here's a surprisingly powerful one that is often the missing piece of the puzzle in fighting after meal gas. Movement. After a meal, many of us of a certain age do what feels natural. We sit. We plop down on the couch to watch the news, have a cup of tea, or maybe recline in our favorite chair to let our food settle. But that habit, as innocent as it seems, can be a recipe for a digestive disaster in your gut. Why? Because digestion isn't just a chemical process, it's a mechanical one. Your gut relies on motion. The natural contractions that push food and gas through your digestive tract, called peristalsis, are stimulated by physical activity. When you sit or lie down right after eating, that process slows to a crawl. Gas gets trapped, food sits around for longer than it should, and next thing you know, you're dealing with burping, bloating, and creating a bit of a no-go zone in the living room. Now, I'm not saying you need to run a 3-mile dash after dinner, but just 10 to 15 minutes of gentle movement, a walk around the block, tidying up the kitchen, watering your plants, can kickstart your digestion and help your body move gas out before it builds up. There's even a yoga pose called the wind-relieving pose. And yes, it does exactly what its name suggests. The bottom line is that movement is a friend to digestion, especially as we get older and all our internal processes naturally slow down. A little gentle activity goes a long, long way. If you change just this one habit by adding a post-meal stroll, you might be shocked at how much better you feel in just a few days. Mistake number 6. You're holding it in too often and for too long. And now for the slightly awkward but critically important topic. Far too many women our age are still trying to be prim and proper ladies. And in doing so, they are turning themselves into human pressure cookers. Yes, I'm talking about holding in gas. Look, I get it. Nobody wants it to happen in the grocery store or during a game of bingo. You were raised to be polite, to be modest, and to never make a scene. But your gut doesn't care about Emily Post. It cares about function. When you constantly suppress the urge to pass gas, you are disrupting your body's natural digestive rhythm. That trapped gas doesn't just disappear, it expands, putting pressure on your intestinal walls and causing bloating, pain, and that miserable, tight feeling in your lower abdomen. Even worse, holding it in too often for too long can contribute to hemorrhoids, strain on your pelvic floor muscles, and can even aggravate diverticulitis flare-ups for those who have it. And I'll let you in on a little secret. All older women pass gas. Some just do it privately, some do it with confidence, and some suffer because they're trying to pretend it doesn't exist. Let me be clear. Passing gas is normal. Being in pain from constantly trying to hold it in is not. So what's the solution? Create safe zones for yourself to let off some steam. After a meal, give yourself some time and privacy in the bathroom or a quiet room. Make a habit of taking a walk, gently massaging your abdomen in a clockwise motion, or sipping warm ginger water to encourage things along. Releasing it quietly and preemptively is far better than waiting for it to escape loudly, painfully, or awkwardly. Don't let outdated rules of etiquette steal your comfort.